Everything around us, water, air, and even solid objects is made up of tiny particles that are constantly moving. But if we can't see them, how do we know they exist? And what do they tell us about the world we live in? Today, we're diving into particle theory, the fundamental concept that explains how matter behaves in different states and why substances change the way they do. At its core, particle theory is built on a few key principles. Everything is made of tiny particles. These particles are always moving. The amount of movement depends on temperature. The more energy they have, the faster they move. There are forces between particles that determine how closely they stick together. These simple ideas help explain everything from why ice melts to why we can smell food from across the room. One of the most obvious ways we see particle theory in action is through the three states of matter: solids, liquids, and gases. In solids, particles are packed tightly together, vibrating in place. This is why solids keep their shape. In liquids, particles are still close but can move past each other. That's why liquids can flow and take the shape of their container. In gases, particles have lots of energy and move freely in all directions. That's why gases expand and spread out to fill any space they're in. But matter isn't stuck in just one state. Particles can gain or lose energy, causing a change of state. Melting heat energy makes solid particles move faster until they break free and become liquid. Evaporation and boiling. Even more energy makes liquid particles move so fast they escape as gas. Condensation. Cooling removes energy, slowing particles down so they form a liquid again. Freezing. Even more cooling locks particles into a solid structure. This explains why puddles dry up in the sun and why we see our breath on a cold day. It's all about how much energy the particles have. Another key part of particle theory is diffusion, the process where particles spread from an area of high concentration to low concentration. This explains why you can smell food cooking before you even enter the kitchen, or why ink spreads in water without stirring. So, let's recap. Everything is made of tiny moving particles. The way particles behave determines whether something is a solid, liquid, or gas. Adding or removing energy changes the state of matter. Diffusion explains how particles naturally spread out. This simple theory helps us understand everything from the weather to cooking and even how our bodies function.